Former champions are undefeated in their last 6 matches but want to get back in the win column after drawing with Mobay United last time out. They come up against a Humber team rooted to the foot of the table and desperate for a win. Sunday match day takes you to the Jerusalem Mini Stadium for Portmore United versus Humber kicking off at 3 p.m. Catch it on CVM TV.
Sunday's JPL match on CVM, powered by Sunshine Snacks and ABC Electrical.
Nardo.
What go on, man?
So you good? I've been here before. I can recall many nights up at Ewing, hungry a killer, but guess what? There was some saving grace, a beacon of light and hope. On this episode of Corner Office, we are about to find out more about who? Nardo. Who is Nardo? Where the man you come from? Guess what? Over Nardo we reach now. Nardo, pull up to a chair now. Meet us up front, Nardo.
All right.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
So much for staying with us. Now, during a recent tour of the Mandeville Regional Hospital's Hematology Oncology Unit, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton noted the improved access that has been involved to provide easier access for hundreds of patients in central parishes, thereby reducing the need for travel to Kingston or Montego Bay for cancer treatment, which is among the fastest growing category of illnesses in Jamaica. The minister shared, despite efforts to expand access in keeping up with the demands for healthcare across the island, a number of dynamics is beginning to emerge.
Maypen Hospital is under a lot of pressure because what is happening is that there is a continuum of development in St. Catherine that is taking people into Old Harbour and in and around that space. And then there is a highway. And what you're finding is that a lot of the trauma cases or any other case, people make a choice between going to KPH or to Maypen, or to Buster or to UA or to Maypen. A lot of times because of distance and road access, people choose even from St. Catherine to end up in Maypen at Maypen Hospital. There's no restrictions on that. It's what works best for you. But beyond that, the parish has also expanded, because there are a lot of developments that have taken place in the parish.
Minister Tufton also says a development plan has been formulated for the Maypen Hospital to be unveiled soon, which should include additional space. He also acknowledged the work that has been done in relation to the digitization of patients' registration in anticipation of the trend, which now allows for greater efficiency for both those in need of treatment and those who deliver it.
As you know, we unveiled the patient records digitization, which makes it easier to register, to store data, and to recall that data for easier treatment of patients. Maypen was the first hospital for that. Spanish Town is now there, and a few of the health centers around Maypen are benefiting from that. In addition to that, we're going to be expanding and building out a few additional health centers in and around the town of Maypen, which again will allow for easy access. So I just want to say, since I'm in the center of the country, that a lot of work has taken place to try and improve access, recognizing the need for that access in these parts.
Grace Kennedy GK Limited is now the outright owner of Catherine Speak Bottling Company Limited, having reached an agreement with Spike Industries Limited to acquire its remaining 30% stake. The transaction, which is subject to customary closing conditions, will see Catherine Speak Bottling Company Limited, owner of the Catherine Speak Spring Water brand, become a wholly owned subsidiary of Grace Kennedy. Frank James, who was announced as the new CEO of GK Group on January 14, spoke to the significance of the deal.
Over the last few years, we have been strengthening our position in Jamaica's growing spring water market, and we're very pleased that we own the leading spring water brands through our 2021 acquisition of 876 Spring Water and our steady increase over the last few years now to 100% ownership of Catherine's Peak. We have also secured that position through the acquisition in 2023 of Unibev so that we are able to bottle our own spring water as well.
Now, James also highlights Catherine's Peak's strong market position and growth potential, stating since GK's initial investment in 2018 whilst he served as CEO of the company's domestic foods division, Catherine's Peak has been a key part of the GK Foods portfolio.
This is a key part of our growth strategy as we seek to be the #1 Caribbean brand in the world by 2030. We see the Catherine's Peak brand as a brand that we can take outside of Jamaica, and we will be starting with the Cayman Islands in 2025 in terms of that export strategy. Cayman has a strong diaspora. We already have a number of Grace brands in the Cayman market, and we have a strong distributor partner that we will work closely with to grow the brand in Cayman.
And we'll continue with lots more in just a moment.
People, we now waste no time. It is already episode 2.
So we're back on the road, episode 2. We are headed to High Holborn Street.
Me hear one pressure cooker sing. What's cooking here?
Look like the chef inside us and raise key and Evelyn then.
There's a great story happening just in our backyard. We are on the Holy Road again.
When I see my CVM TV and live Jamaica Premier League action on a Monday night. A match made in heaven. We call it Monday Match Night. Catch all the hard-pounding JPL Monday night action from now until the end of the season on CVM TV's Monday Match Night. Matchday Mondays at 7:45 to 5 p.m. with rebroadcast Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Nothing else can quite match up. Monday Match Night, powered by Sunshine Snacks and ABC Electrical.
Portmore United are moving on up. The former champions are undefeated in their last 6 matches but want to get back in the win column after drawing with Mobay United last time out. They come up against a humble Lion team rooted to the foot of the table and desperate for a win. Sunday Match Day takes you to the Jerusalem Mini Stadium for Portmore United versus Humble Lion, kicking off at 3 p.m. Catch it on CVM TV.
Sunday's JPL match on CVM, powered by Sunshine Snacks and ABC Electrical.
We welcome you back with regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In Trinidad and Tobago, an investigation has been launched following the arrests of the Commissioner of Police and a former Strategic Services Agency Director. TTT News tells us more.
An investigation has been launched following the arrest and detainment of Commissioner of Police Earl Haywood Christopher and former Strategic Services Agency SSA Director Roger Best. Speaking during a police media briefing on Friday, Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin said they were arrested in connection with the importation of 2 sniper rifles for the agency.
At this time, an active investigation is proceeding, and I must stress that it is still in progress. We are working closely with the Director of Public Prosecution and the relevant authorities to ensure that due process is followed and that all legal protocols are observed.
The commissioner is being investigated for the unlawful procurement of firearms and accessories and misbehavior in public office. DCP Martin acknowledged the public's concerns surrounding the arrest and assured that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service (TTPS) is committed to transparency while respecting the integrity of the ongoing investigation.
Police in St. Kitts and Nevis have opened an investigation into the discovery of 19 deceased persons found adrift on a vessel off the southwest coast of Nevis in the Caribbean Sea. The details from SKN Newsline.
Police provided the following information to the news media. Quote, initial assessments indicate that the vessel had been at sea for a lengthy period based on the advanced stages of decomposition. All occupants were determined to have been deceased before the vessel entered St. Kitts and Nevis territorial waters. Further identification documents found aboard suggest that some deceased individuals originated from Mali, West Africa. The RSCNPF is working diligently to confirm their identities and to understand the circumstances that led to their unfortunate situation. End quote. One aspect that police will have to investigate is that of human trafficking from West Africa, where Interpol has identified trafficking in human beings.
And in international news, there have been protests in Panama ahead of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's visit. We hear more from Al Jazeera.
The city is being plastered with national flags ahead of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's visit here to discuss Donald Trump's threat to take back U.S. control of the canal. Even American tourists here are perplexed.
I have no idea. We don't understand.
Yeah.
We don't know why.
You don't know why?
Yeah,
At issue are 2 of the 5 ports that operate on either side of the canal, run by a Hong Kong company. A Chinese company is also building a 4th bridge over the canal, and President Trump says they present a threat to U.S. national interests because China could potentially use them to block the flow of U.S. commercial and military vessels. President José Raúl Mulino says claims of Chinese control of the waterway are, quote, inventions and lies, telling Al Jazeera that he knows of no threat.
Secretary Rubio would have to demonstrate to me that the Chinese are deploying drones or doing something that would impact the canal's security. But until now, I can't speculate about such a thing.
And that's it for regional and international news.
A healthy distraction from grief is how we're describing a young girl's newfound passion. And as Inspire Jamaica found out, many youth are marching as positive outlook as well.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
I am from Taspin, and y'all know the stigma with Taspin, just like any other community, but let me say this, it is one of the best community within St. Catherine.
Not everyone jumps to quickly identify with their JMA CE25 postal code, where one major boundary is a public hospital and communities marred by crime and violence.
And a lot of person would say, I'm just said that because, remember, when you go to the marching band, and if you find a youth group, especially like troopers, where the officers get familiar from within that age, you contribute to your community. I am a product of Taspin along with other persons there who are nurse, doctors, but I am talking about the marching band.
You see, Milton Wong is now the director of the 120 members strong magnificent Troopers Marching Band, where participants are known to join from as young as 8 years old or as teens as he did. It's the above and beyond teachings of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defence Force that beat down misconceptions such as bands are only for music enthusiasts.
Now, where the kids come from are mostly ghetto, what we call inner cities from within the ghetto. We go to the schools, like one of our schools that we normally go to, Spanish Town High, Jonathan Grant, and we go within the community. Now, because of the program that we have at the police academy, where a lot of police are involved, and the training and the teaching, parents are coming to us majority of the time wanting their kid to be a part of the marching band because of what?
And there's unity right there. I'm so happy about that because included in the band there is Mary. Mary is a product of Inspire Jamaica.
Yes.
And, you know, she lost her mom recently enough. And so thank you for helping to keep her alive and grounded.
Yes. Okay, so we all know that Mary have been through a lot. Mary have been through a lot from, you know, her doing her operation, then losing her mom. To be honest, and Mary will tell her, the band has become Mary family, away from our biological family, where she can come and just relate to us in terms of any pressure that she have. And she do have pressure at times because at times she miss her mother a lot, do miss her mom a lot. But at the marching band there, just like the other rest of kids, it's a home away from home. Now Mary is special to us, just like the rest of kids, but we pay very special attention to Mary. Very special attention to Mary. She have a lot to offer. She's quick. She's one of our quick learners, very intelligent, smart, and she loves to give a lot of jokes.
Signs of growth for a child born into poverty, disowned by a man she still doesn't know if he's dead or alive, exposed to verbal shame because of her physical appearance, tripled as her mother and her sister had the same craniofacial disorder. Now she speaks openly about her healthy distraction from grief.
It's been good. It's having me active, and it's good to be around the Magnificent Troopers marching band.
So we want to acknowledge the fact that there is another mother stepping in Michigan.
Yes,
and
yes.
we had interactions with her.
Yes, I've spoke to her. Well, we spoke very often. And I can tell you that she loved Mary a lot.
My name is Colleen Henson. I live in Detroit, Michigan. I am so proud of Mary Brown and the impact that the band, the Magnificent Troopers, has had on Mary Brown. Initially, when people think of a band, they think of just fun, but she's matured and has grown since she has been in the band. I give credit to the instructors of the band. Ever since her mom and sister came here and they had surgery, I just fell in love with the little girl. Now she's maturing, becoming a teenager. You know, we had discussion with her mom. It's always been a plan for me to be in a part of her life, and I've been doing so. On summertime, she's here in Michigan spending time with us as a family, and with the help of our association.
Aspects of relocating Mary are well underway with the blessings of her Uncle Ricky based on advanced discussions with her late mom. Unfortunately, Mary only has a 2-year window before her 18th birthday.